Hey everybody, so Margaret, thanks for joining me and answering some of my questions. Could you introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, I'm Margaret Hoffer, and I am the director of Project Belong's Don't Go Alone program. Don't Go Alone works with young adults who are aging out of foster care and provides long-term support and connection in terms of a mentor or adult supporter.
So Margaret, can you help us understand this problem of homelessness that we're seeing among transition-aged youth, which is defined as young adults from ages 18 to 24?
Yeah, so when young adults age out of the foster care system, they walk into life without a support system. And there are some pretty significant and dire consequences. One of those is homelessness. And 20% of youth aging out of foster care will age right into homelessness. So meaning on their 18th or 21st birthday, depending on when they age out, they will be homeless and have nowhere to stay. I've met kids who on their 21st birthday slept on a park bench or in a laundromat or in a McDonald's.
So can you help us understand how is it that youth from foster care can suddenly come to a place where they might become homeless?
So for all of us, when we turned 21, or for most of us, we had a support system. None of us were able to move into, or at least I wasn't, a Northern Virginia apartment, pay full rent, while maintaining a living wage job. Like that just is not what we were capable of at 18 or 21. And we're expecting these young adults to do that with absolutely no support. And I can't do that at 40 without support. And so it often starts as one tiny issue snowballs. So maybe a young adult is renting a room and they get sick, so they have to miss a few weeks of work. So they can't make one rent payment. Well, they don't have a support system. And so one rent payment turns into an eviction, turns into now they're homeless. Or we have a real struggle with youth who have jobs but cannot find an apartment that either they can afford or that someone will rent to them because they don't have credit, they don't have a co-signer. My parents co-signed my first apartment with me because I didn't have credit. And young adults aging out of foster care don't have those same supports. And so we're expecting them to somehow thrive without even the supports that we had. And in addition, they've experienced a lot of adversity that can make it more challenging for them to navigate situations.
So some of our own young adults in the Don't Go Alone program have had these struggles. Sparing their personal details, can you tell us some stories of what you've seen?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first came into this job, we were really focused on providing connection, an adult supporter, a mentor, and we quickly realized that there was a huge issue with homelessness in this population. And we were focusing on relationship, which is super important, but if you don't know where you're going to sleep tonight or where you're going to get your next meal, like you can't focus on anything else. So we realized that we were going to have to step into that area. We were going out and doing intakes with young adults who were sleeping in tents in Loudoun County, which is the richest county in the country, or in a McDonald's. Or one young man was working a full-time job, and at night he would be sleeping in the back door of a laundromat. And those were unfortunately not just one isolated story. They were over and over and over and over again. And that was why we started to talk to the church and started to talk to other nonprofits because that's just not acceptable. Like you shouldn't be homeless simply because you were in foster care.
So DGA has been taking some initiatives and starting new projects this summer to help specifically with the piece of homelessness. Do you want to talk about one of the things you've done this summer?
Yeah, so a really cool thing happened this summer. Like I said, we've been sharing with anyone and everyone who would listen about this issue. One guy in Loudoun County, he had absolutely no connection to foster care. But when we shared with him, he was like, I don't know anything about this, but I know that we need to do something about this. And he really started championing the cause, and then the right people heard, and just God put some pretty incredible things together. And we were able to acquire a property that a church is financing for us. And we were able to move 4 young, incredible young men into the property in Loudoun County. And this is going to be an ongoing property for us. These young men are going to be able to live here until they're able to get on their feet and access the services and put all the things in place so that they can be successful. And they moved in this summer and they are thriving. It's been really cool to see how just a little bit of support has really enabled them to move forward on their goals. I've seen over and over and over that these young adults have so much potential and they are so resilient and so hardworking and so determined that they need support. They need somebody to say, hey, I'll walk beside you. And they also need someone to say, hey, I believe in you.
Lastly, do you have anything you would want to invite people into, or ways that they can help if they want to support you and support this house and the young men that are living here?
Absolutely. We do have a huge need for mentors right now, or we call them adult supporters. Across the region, we have young adults coming into our program every day, and we want to make sure that we can match them with not just anyone, but with the right person who's a good fit for them. Also, all the little things. We have a WhatsApp group where we're able to post one-off needs, both for this property and for other youth. So a youth needs a ride to an interview, or the youth needs a little bit of help with groceries, or does anyone have a laptop that they can donate? So we have the WhatsApp group for the immediate needs and prayer requests, and then the longer term connection with mentoring.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.